You walk into a grocery store for one thing. Milk, maybe, bread, something simple. But a few minutes later, you are standing in front of pasta sauce, holding berries you did not plan to buy, and wondering why the exit feels much farther away than it should. That feeling is not an accident. Grocery stores are not random rooms with shelves. They are carefully organized environments built around movement, attention, freshness, and friction. A good store does not need to force you to buy more. It only needs to change what you see, what feels easy, and how many tiny decisions you make before you leave. The first trick happens before you even start shopping. Most stores give you a small transition zone near the entrance. Retail designers often call this a decompression area. You step in from the parking lot or street, your eyes adjust, your speed changes, and your brain begins switching from travel mode to shopping mode. Then, very often, you meet the produce section. That is important. Fruits and vegetables are colorful. They look fresh. They change the smell and mood of the store. Even if you are not buying a tomato, the produce section sends a message. This place is alive, clean, and full of choice. And there is research behind the idea that placement matters. In one real grocery store study at a university campus, researchers looked at what happened when fruit and vegetables were moved from the back of the store to a more visible location near the entrance. The change made produce more accessible, and the store saw a higher share of fruit and vegetable purchases compared with the earlier layout. That does not mean every store works exactly the same way, but it does show the hidden principle. When something becomes easier to see and easier to reach, behavior can change. Now think about the products people came in for: milk, eggs, bread, basic staples. In many stores, those items are not placed right at the front door. Some of that is practical. Cold products may sit near back rooms and refrigeration systems because restocking and temperature control matter. But the customer experience is still the same. To reach the essentials, you often walk past many other products. That walk is valuable. Every aisle you pass creates another chance to notice something. A snack, a discount, a display at the end of an aisle, a seasonal item you forgot existed until the store reminded you. The store is not controlling your hand. It is controlling exposure. Exposure matters because attention is limited. When you are shopping, you are not carefully analyzing every shelf. You are scanning. Your brain looks for familiar colors, simple choices, and obvious signals. That is why shelf position is so important. Eye-level shelves are valuable because they reduce effort. You do not bend down. You do not stretch up. You simply see the product. And in a store with thousands of items, being seen first is a serious advantage. End caps work for a similar reason. An end cap is the display at the end of an aisle. You see it even if you never enter the aisle. It interrupts your path without feeling like an interruption. That makes it perfect for promotions, seasonal products, and impulse buys. Then there is the checkout zone. By the time you reach it, you have already made dozens of decisions. Your attention is tired. You are waiting. You are close to leaving. So the store places small, easy-to-grab items nearby. Gum, chocolate, batteries, drinks, gift cards, magazines, whatever fits the moment. These are not usually the products people drive to the store for. They are products people notice when there is nothing else to do. The deeper pattern is this: stores are designed around tiny frictions and tiny conveniences. If a product is placed at eye level, it becomes easier. If an essential item is deeper inside, the trip becomes longer. If a colorful display sits at the end of an aisle, it becomes harder to ignore. If checkout makes you wait beside small treats, impulse becomes easier. None of these details guarantees a purchase by itself, but together they shape the route your attention travels. This is why a grocery store can feel like a maze even when it is organized. It is not a maze because the store wants you to get lost forever. It is a maze because the path has jobs to do. It must help regular shoppers find products, move crowds, keep fresh items stocked, highlight promotions, and expose people to more of the store. Those goals do not always match your goal. Your goal might be, get milk and leave. The store's goal is closer to, help you get milk while noticing 10 other things. That difference is the entire game. Once you see it, the store starts looking different. The produce section becomes a mood setter. The back corner becomes a destination. The aisle ends become billboards. The checkout lane becomes the final test of your attention. And the point is not that grocery stores are evil. Many design choices also make stores easier to navigate, easier to stock, and more pleasant to shop in. A completely random store would be worse. A store with no clear departments would be frustrating. Good retail design has to balance efficiency for the shopper with business goals for the store. But the balance is not neutral. The room has an opinion. It has an opinion about where you should walk, what you should see first, and which decisions should feel effortless. So the next time you walk into a grocery store for one thing and leave with six, it may not mean you have no self-control. It may mean the room was better at planning your route than you were.